Hi there. Thank you so much for joining my channel today, Nail Art by Sin. If you're new to the channel, I thank you for visiting. And if you're a return viewer or subscriber, I thank you for your continued support. Today, we're going to do something fun. I wanted to put together a bead design nail set. So without further ado, let's get started. This is a short tutorial.
Okay, so this is part one of my miscellaneous nail tip series that I'm going to start doing. Um, so this is actually a picture that I pulled up off the internet, and it's this picture right here. And it's just my inspiration. Um, and it's not going to be exactly like this. So what I did was I took the image and I reduced it down to 50%. And that's what I came up with here. And then I kind of drew out the design that I want to do on these nails. Now, this first tip that I did, this is one of my practice tips that I use. The sizing of it is, a little bigger. I've got a little bit more canvas area there. These tips are medium coffin shape, which is what I love to wear on my own nails, and I'm making myself this set. So I've already prepped these. I already put the base coat on, and then I did the nails in different colors, black, white, and yellow. And now for myself, I use Madame Glam's polishes. Or if I'm going to sell a set of press-ons, I will use the Madame Glam brand of polish. But when I'm practicing or just doing nails for fun or tips, practicing on them, then I pull out my other brands that I have. So when I practiced, I used the Guibofu 002 white. I used Guibofu 06 in the Rizel brand, and then 003 in the black Guibofu polish. So, but right now, we are going to be using the Madame Glam black, and it is actually called Perfect Black. And this yellow shade that I have matches this one perfect. This is called Mimosa, and this is called Perfect White. And so the first thing I want to do is I'm going to do some French tips on maybe 2 or 3 of the nails. And so I'll be working on that here. Now remember, this nail tip size is a lot smaller than the practice nail tip, so I don't have a lot to work with. I hand drew the bee myself with my detail brush, so I didn't draw it with a pen or anything. I just kind of went in with the brush and did it. You can do the same thing with these, but I'm going to show you an easy way to do it also, in case you are not artistic and you need a little help. Then I will show you a very easy way to transfer this image onto your nail. And that was why I reduced it down to 50%, because I want to use, it's a peel and stick, what do you call it? It's a peel and stick tip, and you buy these come as a set, but I'm going to, they come in this set right here, and there's different sizes, different shapes. I think there's 60 of them in here, and I got them off of Temu, and they're very inexpensive, and I did go over that on one of my last videos, on my last haul. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to pull back this camera just a little bit. I'm so old school. I've got some really nice ring lights. I actually have 3 of them in here, because I'm working in an area that's not so light, and a lot of my recording is done at night, so I need, a lot of light with my recording. But I just cannot get used to, here is one of my ring lights. I just cannot get used to using these things here on top. I just have to have the camera sitting right down here in front. So I apologize if I hit it with my hand every now and then. That's just being clumsy. Okay, so the first thing we're going to work on is doing the little French tip area. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, and I've already put my polishes, the 3 polishes I'm going to be using on my little palette here. So on this one, I know I'm going to do this little bee design here. And on the black one, I think I want to do some yellow dots all over this one. On the white one, I am going to do a yellow. Going to start off with a yellow. Let's see here. This is my Beetles tip that I just got a set of Beetles brushes. Okay, so on this one I'm going to do a yellow, which I'm going to start with by loading my brush. Okay, and I'm going to start by just making my little line across here. My brush is a little stiff, I think, because it's new. So let me try and just wipe it a little bit. All right. Let's try this again. I'm loading the brush. All right. And then I'm going to start about right here. Kind of curve it a little bit. I'll try to do the same over here. There you go. Now I'm just going to fill it in. I'm going to do one coat and then I'll come back and get a second coat put on it. And this is out of the lamp and it looks real nice. So we are going to now on the yellow nail, I'm going to do a white nail tip. So I'm just loading my brush, and I'm going to try to make this as even as possible. So I'm going to go to about right here. There. Right there. Okay. So I'm going to go straight across again, just like I did with the other nail. And then come down. And so we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to fill it in, do one coat, and then come back and do a second coat to it. All right, so this is ready and out of the lamp. And that is perfect right there. So on the black one, we are going to do some yellow striping. You know, perhaps we're going to do the yellow striping on the yellow one, I think. So I've already cleaned my brush, and let's just do the black striping on here. So I'm going to start off with the middle stripe. Okay, I did that a little crooked, so I am going to wipe that off and redo it. And I'm just using alcohol to clean up. Okay, let's try that again. This time I'm going to start from here because I need the lines to be just a little curvy. Just a little. Okay. I am going to clean a little bit of this little area here, because I do need it to be straight. All right, so this is the first coat. I'm gonna go ahead and cure that for 30 seconds, and then I'll come back and fix it with a second coat. I'm gonna try my smaller little detail brush. This looks like it's about maybe a 4mm brush, and I think I'll have a better grip on it. Looks good. See, I'm still hitting the brush with my hand, the brushes with my hand. All right, let's do another one here. All right. All right, first coat on those two. So there you go. I'll come back with the second coat on these. All right, let's get these cured. That looks pretty even, I think. Got it. While that is in the lamp, sorry, motorcycle outside, pretty loud. Okay, so I'm going to do some yellow dots on this nail. So, got my dotting tool. Okay. Just doing some little smaller dots in between. All right, there you go. That is perfect. Put that in the lamp for 60 seconds, and I have pulled this one out, so I'm going to do the second coat now. Okay. All right, there you go. And we'll give this a second coat. A second 60-second cure. And this one is ready. So before I get started and finish the last 3 nails, I wanted to show you something. So I love anything with the bead design on it. I actually had purchased these nails from Temu. I have bought several nails from Temu. I do wear them. They're easy to put on. They stay on with the glue that I use. They stay on for a couple of weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. And usually I have to almost saw them off of my fingers because they're really stuck with the glue. So if you can't artistically draw your design, look for them on websites, something special that you want. So this one's got a real pretty little bee on it there. And it comes, of course, with the nail file and the little sticky tabs. But I use a special glue that I get at Sally's. It's called Fast Bond. It's about, I don't know, I want to say maybe, it's no more than $10. I know that, but it is worth it. I think it's $12. And it lasts forever. So, again, just wanted to share that with you, but I did want to do a design myself. So that is why I started piddling around and I started with this design here. So on this big nail here, the thumbnail, I drew out a bee like this. So I'm going to do this little bee design on here. And I'm going to try and do it straight with my brush. I'm not going to draw it on with a art pen or anything. So we'll do that. And then for the other 2 nails, I'm going to do the flight path with bees and little flowers on each of these 2 nails, one going up and one coming down. So that'll be a lot of fun. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. On this nail here, I'm going to be using I'm going to use this brush here. It's a little longer and I have a lot more movement ability with it. And I'm going to draw the nail with black polish first. So let's start with the body. And we are going to face the bee with the little antlers, or little, what do you call those? The little antennas, antlers, little antennas up at the top here, face. So we'll start with the body of it. And so I am going to first allow space for the feet, and then basically going to start with the body of the bee. And of course, if I don't like the way it turns out, then I will erase and do it again. Just going to sketch it out first, and then I'll go in and darken up the lines and everything. Okay, I think I went maybe a little too high, so I am going to erase some of the top of the line. So let me do that. Excuse me for a minute. I need to move my acetone on this side of my body. Being left-handed is so hard sometimes. There you go. So let me get a little bit of acetone here. Okay, let's see here. I'll just erase some of this right here. I don't want to give her such a long body. I'm calling her a her. So we'll just call her Miss B. There you go. All right. And then I'm going to give her a little round head. So there you go. And I'll fix her little area here. Just do a little cleanup there. All right. And kind of even this head out a little bit more. All right, and let me see. Let's do the little antennas. One looks bigger than the other. So let's try and remove the one that's on the left side so I can make it a little smaller. All right. There you go. That's a little better. Awesome. That looks awesome. So now I'm going to do the little black striping. Cute. go ahead and get that cured before I start the little wings and the face. All right. Okay, so we are working on the little wings now. So there is the top part of the wing. And here is the second part of the wing. Draw this just a little bit longer down on the bottom here. All right, so that looks good. I'm going to outline those in black, but first I'm going to do curing for 60 seconds and then come back and put another coat of white on that. And it's out of the lamp, so we're going to go in with the second coat of white. Okay, that looks good. All right, and now we'll do the other side. And the last wing on the bottom here. Another cure for 60 seconds, and I'm going to come in with a small fine detail brush and kind of draw in the little wings. Okay, this is my little 4mm brush. So I'm going to outline the little wings, and then I'm going to work on the feet. Right, now on the other side. Okay, there you go. Now, I'm going to work on the little legs. So one leg is going to come straight down just a little bit. And then we'll do like a little foot. And this one is going to be kind of bent a little bit. And do a little foot area as well. There you go. That's perfect right there. Do a 30-second cure there. And then we're going to come in with the facial area, the eyes and the smile. And here we go. I've already done the little legs, and I did the little eyes and the little mouth. So that is perfect. We will go ahead and get that top coated just as soon as I finish one of the other nails. Okay, so this one, we're actually going to do a flight path and then a bee flying. So because not everybody can draw, I am going to show you how to do something. It's very easy. These are these little, I call them magic peel and stick. So let me just move this out of the way. Turn this around where I can see it better. Okay, so I'm going to take the little film off of here. Now I have a little black asterisk right there letting me know that I have already used this, because you can reuse these over and over. So there's that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this right over the image. Let's see. I'm going to put this right over the image. Just like that with the little flight path area. Sorry, I'm having sticking to my gloves because it is a little tacky. Okay, so this little thing here, it does stick to the paper a little bit. You're going to take your finest detail brush that you have. I'm going to use black, and then I'll go in and color it in. Okay, and what I'm going to do is we are just going to trace. You can see that it's very easy to do this. You're just tracing this, and then I'm going to go in and color it once I get it on the nail. Okay. Now, I'm going to do a little circle there for the bee's head. Going to do some little antennas. All right. And then I'm going to trace the little wings. Okay. Now I could, see, I just moved it. It's not really stuck on there. I could trace the little flight path, but I'm going to go ahead and do that by hand because I'm not going to really be sure exactly where that flight path is going to fall. So I am going to cure that. I'm actually going to use the back of this. Just set this on there. So there you go. I'll cure this just like that. Going to set it on there. and I am going to cure it. I'm curing it for 60 seconds. Just want to make sure that it's on there. Okay, I'm going to set this over to the side as well. All right, I'll turn this back around because we're done tracing this. This is so easy for anybody that does not like to draw or want to draw or can't draw. Tracing, anybody can do. Now I like to use my, let me pull it out. Hold on, I think I put it away. I'll show you it. Once you see this, you're going to understand why I like to use it. All right, I like to use Orly Bonder when I'm doing something like what I'm going to do right now. So I am going to just use very little of it, barely nothing. Oops. Okay, let me get that brush back on. Hold on just a second. I am going to basically just put very little of this on the back of this. Okay, and you'll see why in just a moment. So I need to get that tacky for about 60 seconds, so I'm just putting my lamp on for 60 seconds just as a little timer. Okay, so this is out of the lamp now. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my nail and I'm going to set this right where I want it. So I want this little bee to set just like this. And so I have flipped this little sticker thing over to where the Orly Bonder is going to be touching the nail. And I'm just pressing this down. Very easy to do. I'm just pushing it down to make sure it adheres. And I'm just going to peel this off like this. And now I have the image on my nail. Now this, I'm going to turn it over. And I'm just going to take some little alcohol. That's all I'm doing, and just cleaning the back of it. Because I don't want to put it away when it's all sticky. So I'm drying it off now. And I am going to put it away. Just going to set it like that. Then I'm going to put this other little piece over it to protect it. And I'm going to put it back in my little box here so I can reuse it. All right. And here you go. And you have a nice little bee image that is stuck onto the nail. Now, because I have more painting to do and I don't want this to be slippery, I'm going to put a matte top coat on this and cure it for about 60 seconds, and I'll come back and finish this nail. This was so easy to do with that little piece of silicone nail tip that I used to this is so nice. You're going to see that once I cure this, it's going to give me a very matte area to paint with. So we'll do a 60-second cure on this. This is just an off-brand. It is called Gel Polish. It's that brand right there. I got it off Temu. And I use that mainly when I'm doing nail art. You can tell from the nail tips that I work on, most of them have a glossy top coat to top them off. But I do have matte top coat, especially when I'm doing nail art, so it helps with the painting with gel polish. It's not so slippery. The brush is not so slippery. All right, so here you go, and you can see that it has a very nice little matte top coat on it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint the nail the color I want it, and then I'm going to go back and outline it with the black gel polish again. So again, I'm using my 4mm liner brush. I'm going to wipe it clean because I forgot to do so. Normally I'm pretty good at cleaning the brushes after I use them, but that one I just neglected to. Okay, so let's start with the little white for the wings. All right, so let's get on the other side and do the other side. All right, so I'm going to cure that for 30 seconds, and then we'll come back and do the body. And there we go. So now I'm going to make sure that the inside of the bee is all yellow. Okay, so we're going to paint this whole nail yellow inside. And I'm going to take just a little dab of black and add it to the top of this nail head. I'm sorry, I'm offering. There you go. I'm going to cure that for 60 seconds and I'll come back and do the black stripes. And this one, what I did was I just did a little black top there on the head. So that is ready. That looks real cute so far. All right, so that is nice. I'm going to do one more coat of yellow. Okay. All right, let's see if that'll work. All right, so now we are ready to do the little black lines on the bee. I need just a little bit more black. I really love this Perfect Black and Perfect White from Madam Glam. Excellent, excellent polishes. Okay. Let's do the little black lines here. So we are going to do the little black tip on the bottom. And then we're going in with the next line. And the next line. And the last line. Perfect. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the black and we're going to go over the outline again on the whole bee, since some of the black is being covered by the colors that I used to color the bee. So we're going to give the bee a little bit of shape here. Love this. give it a 60-second cure. 60-second cure. All right, and I just put it in the lamp for 60 seconds. So that is curing, and then we will come back and do the flight path. And the flight path, I'm just going to show it on here. The bee is on here, and the flight path is going to go. The bee is on here. I'm sorry, I was out of frame. And the flight path is going to be little lines that just kind of follow a flight path. Very easy to do. Now, I could have very well included that in the transfer of the image, but I wasn't too sure just how or where that image was going to fit due to the size of the nails. These are medium coffins, so you can tell there is a big difference in canvas area that you have when you're working with a larger nail like this, which is a square type nail, or the little medium coffin nails. I don't wear these great big long nails. I would love to, but just can't do it when I'm typing and editing videos and things like that. So, there you go. So we'll be doing the flight path, and I will do a flower that looks somewhat like this, and maybe some little dot designs on it, like that nail has. This one and this one. All right. There you go. I'm going to see if I can fix this little bumpy area here. I believe it happened when I used the Orly bonder. So let me see what I can do there. I'll be right back. So I was able to file that little bump off, but no, I think it looks okay. So let me just wipe it down. Let's see here. Yeah, there, that's perfect. It looks really good. When you see me go off to the side here, I have a magnifying glass that's right here, and it's lit up, so I use it sometimes to look at little areas that maybe I need to work on. See, like that right there, that little bump needs to be filed off as well. Just getting some alcohol on here and just kind of rubbing this off real good. Trying to draw that alcohol off. It does dry very quickly. All right. So now I'm going to try. I have a little file. Let's see here. I have these little, it's like a little mini file that you can use on small things instead of taking a chance that you're going to rub off part of the design. Try and just fill in. Use a little bit of the white here. Oh, that looks awesome. That turned out perfect. Okay, that looks really good, actually. There is one other thing I'm going to do, which I didn't think about till right now. So I'm going to take my little dotting tool, and it's a very, very small dotting tool. I actually have a smaller one than this, but I'm just going to dab it very lightly. I need black. Okay, so I'm going to do a little dot here on the antenna. Good, and I'm going to do one over here. Let's see if I can make it a little bigger. There you go. That looks nice. Oh, that's perfect. Absolutely perfect. Another 30 seconds there. Okay, because I used the matte polish, and then I used the Orly Bonder, which does leave like a little tint. This was a little hard to clean up. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take my white. I'm going to load my brush up first. And I'm going to have to give the white area like another little coat of it. So I'm going to use my fine detail liner to just kind of go around the area first and then fill it in. There you go. Okay. So, excuse me, I'm not talking very much because I'm trying to focus here on what I'm doing. Okay. Okay, now that looks really nice now. It was looking a little dingy, I think. And it really wasn't noticeable until I filled in the little wings with the white polish. Then that popped, but then the other white area looked kind of yellowish. So here you go. I'm gonna let this we're gonna let this self-level a little bit. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. That looks really nice now. So I'm going to put it back in the lamp for 60 seconds, and that now just needs the little flight path and then a flower, a couple of flowers. And this has come out of the lamp, and that looks beautiful. So beautiful. Look at that. So now we are going to do the little flight path here, and it does require black. So shouldn't be that long. Let's see here. So here is, let's try this. we're just going to give it a little curly cue right here. And there you go. That looks awesome right there. Let me do a little 60-second cure there. And then the next thing we're going to work on is the little flowers. So I do need a pretty good size dotting tool, which I'll use this one. And then I'm going to use this for the little flowers. And then I'll flip it and I'll do a white petal with a yellow inner dot. It just depends on if I can get 2 flowers on there. We'll have to look at it once it comes out. Okay, just came out of the lamp, so looks like right here I'll be able to do a good size flower, and I'm going to do it yellow with the white inner dot. And over here I might do a flower to like coming off of the nail. So because this is white, I'll have to do the same color, the yellow flower with the little white inner dot. So let's start with the smaller one first. So well, even doing a white inner dot is not going to work because it is a white background. So I think I might use a little brown that I have. And this is just one I have sitting on my desk. I was doing something else. Rosalind, and it's a C019. So that's pretty chocolate, light chocolate brown. So we'll use that for the inner dot on both of them. Okay, so I'm going to use my good dotting tool, and I'm going to do that off of the nail a little bit. Okay, now this is my silicone tool. I'm going to use this little Sharpie part here. I'm going to go this way. We are going to go this way. All right. This is very easy to do. I'm just barely dabbing it. All right. Okay, that kind of bled through, so I'm going to have to redo this. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, so I don't want it to bleed through. One, the area is so small. Okay, let's do that again. Going to use this and do the little dot. Now, let's try this again with the yellow. Let me do a 30-second cure on that little dot. Now, I'm going to do one little petal there. I'm going to do another one here. I'm going to do another one over here. All right, and we're going to do a 30-second cure. That looks really cute right there on the edge. So now I'm going to do, I think it needs a little more on the dot on that side. So there you go. Okay, let's do another one right here, only this is going to be a full flower. Let's see, we're going to do 30 seconds on that little dot. Okay, so here we go. There you go. That's perfect. Do a 60-second cure. I just did those 3 little dots right there. I think it'd be too much if I put one there. So that turned out adorable. All right, and on this last nail, I'm just going to do some little flowers. So we'll start off with the white flower here. I'm going to use the little, I'll proceed with the little brown. And proceed with the little brown indentation there for the little brown indent, the little brown dot. All right, we're going to go with the 60-second cure on that one. All right, and I'm going to go with the white flower here on this side. Oops, I actually touched the little brown part, so I need to start over here. Okay. Brown dot. White flower. All right, there you go. 60-second cure again. This came out so pretty. Very, very nice. And so again, this is just for my record, my design, kind of drew it out. This is my inspiration here. Took this picture off of Pinterest. Here is the first nail that I did, my practice nail, and I hand drew that. I did not use any kind of transfer or copy it. I literally drew that. And these are the nails that I just worked on with you. And these look so pretty. I mean, they really look nice. And even though you can buy your press-on nails with any kind of design that you want, and for me it was a bee design, I just always enjoy making them for myself so much. So I do wear a lot of my own design nails. I hope you guys really enjoyed watching this little tutorial. It's easy enough for anybody to try it. So I look forward to seeing you back on one of my next videos. And thank you so much. And here is a close-up overview of the completed bee nail art design. I hope that you all really enjoyed this tutorial. This was a very, very easy set to draw and to paint with your gel polishes. So I can't wait to wear these this spring. I'll probably be putting these on after Easter. So thank you so much for watching this.
Thank you so much for watching my video. Again, please remember to like, share, and subscribe and comment. And I will see you on the next video. Smile and have a blessed day.